trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Hi, folks. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Casey Cantz. Let's begin with the weather today on this Valentine's Day and a live look outside on this lunch hour, and really just a gorgeous February day. And Nick, hopefully you packed a lot of love into your forecast today. There's some sunshine out there. It's a nice February day, and your 7-day too looks great. I know you'll talk about that later. Good afternoon.
Yeah, and what does that look like? Love in a 7-day forecast. So probably some warm weather, right? I think I've got that for you. A live look at North Light Block Island. Beautiful weather there. Sky is blue. 49 right now in Providence. And we've got the west-northwest wind at 15. It's a little bit gusty here and there, but that will diminish as the day goes on. Temperatures are in the upper 40s. We should hit 50, 51 in a couple of places for this afternoon. And there's a small craft advisory for the offshore waters through 7 o'clock tonight. That's because of that wind. And here you go. Notice the clouds just dissipate through the morning hours. They were there. They were thin stratocumulus clouds. They're all gone now, so we're looking at a clear sky. But we do have clouds off to the south and west of us, and those will return late night tonight. We'll be clear for the first half of the night, and then clouds will come in later on. You can see a close-up here of the cloud cover with take the green ground away, and you can really see where those clouds are, right around Boston. Other than that, southern New England is pretty clear right now. So we go to 3 o'clock. We're at 50 degrees in a lot of locations with a clear sky. Clear at 6 o'clock. We drop back through the lower 40s. If you have some evening plans, by 11, it's 35 degrees in Providence. So between 35 and 40 for the evening plans. And then we'll bottom out around 32, and then that would be around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But the clouds come in tomorrow morning, and those will tend to bring the temperatures up a little bit. So here's 10 o'clock. Tomorrow morning we're at 48, and then we get into the 50s again tomorrow afternoon with the sunshine returning and high temperatures in the low to mid 50s. There'll be a couple of upper 50s out there depending on who gets the sunshine first. Look at Hartford at 57. We're heading for 60 plus. We'll show you that in the 7-day forecast coming up.
Look forward to that, Nick. Thank you. New today at noon. North Attleboro High School, one of several that got fake swatting calls yesterday, causing a lockdown. Police say someone called the business line at the police station and threatened the high school. Police locked down the high school, searched the building and the parking lot. Nothing out of the ordinary was found. Police say further investigation revealed calls like this also went out to other Massachusetts schools. Police departments across the country dealing with issues surrounding staffing. We've talked a lot about this, staffing, recruiting, and retention. It's being felt across southern New England as well, including in New Bedford. Now the police department union at odds with city leadership there, using social media to call for the city to address this. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Trigelis has more today from New Bedford.
Police staffing levels have been an ongoing issue across the country, but becoming even more drastic in recent years. And now the New Bedford Police Union criticizing its chief, Paul Oliveira, as well as Mayor John Mitchell for failing to come up with plans to solve these issues and retain staff. I spoke with the mayor this morning, who says he is concerned by these levels and that they're actively working to solve them.
We're down an awful lot of officers, more than 40 officers at this point, which doesn't put us at a crisis level, and crime in New Bedford is relatively low compared to similarly situated cities, but it's not a positive trend.
Like many other departments in southern New England and across the country, New Bedford is faced with the issue of struggling to find police officers, as well as keeping those already employed by the city. Now the police union at odds with Chief Paul Oliveira, voicing concerns about low staffing levels and poor recruitment and retention. A post shared to the union's Facebook page wrote, "There is no way to dance around it. The situation is dire. Meaningful change must be made, and time is of the essence." Adding, the city cannot afford to allow the outflow of qualified officers to neighboring agencies to continue without at least attempting to positively address it. Speaking to ABC6 News Tuesday, Mayor John Mitchell told us the standards the city is looking for haven't changed, but that New Bedford, like many cities in the U.S., don't have as many candidates who are willing to become police officers that meet those standards. And that effect is now being felt on the staff currently in the building.
Force police officers to take overtime shifts, and that's what concerns me, especially police officers with the stressfulness of their jobs deserve a break.
New Bedford Police Chief Paul Oliveira declined to interview, but echoed the mayor's message of the issues they're faced with, saying, quote, the police profession is navigating uncharted waters as we all deal nationwide with the hiring and retention crisis. The chief going on to say, police chiefs have a responsibility to strike a delicate balance between officer safety and public safety, while also acknowledging the importance of officer health and wellness. And Mitchell also added their plan also includes modernizing the department, having already eliminated some desk positions to get more officers out into the field, as well as moving to single officer cars to be able to spread them out more across the city. Reporting in New Bedford, Yanni Tregellis, ABC6 News.
Yanni, thank you for that. Turning now to national headlines today. In a mass shooting in Michigan, 3 people killed, another 5 in critical condition. This after someone opened fire at Michigan State University. For hours, police searched for the alleged gunman, only to find him dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on that.
3 students dead, 5 others in critical condition after police say a gunman stormed multiple buildings at Michigan State University and opened fire.
We're getting reports of multiple victims for an active shooter.
Police say the shots fired first at Berkey Hall, an academic building. Dominic Malotki was in class when the gunman walked in and killed 2 students.
He came in our class and let off 3 to 4 rounds. When it went silent for about 30 seconds to a minute, two of my classmates started breaking open the window.
Moments later, a second shooting where police say the gunman shot and killed his 3rd victim, this time at the MSU Union. Students there frantic.
Run! I see these people running in my direction and I sprint. I'm jumping down flights of stairs. Everyone's freaked out, everyone's terrified, and it's a lot.
For nearly 4 hours, police scoured the dozens of buildings on campus searching for the suspect, ultimately finding him dead. They say it appears the gunman shot himself. According to the Gun Violence Archive, this shooting marks the 67th mass shooting in our country just this year. And it comes on the 5th anniversary of the Parkland High School massacre, and less than a year and a half after the Oxford, Michigan high school shooting. Authorities say some of the students who survived that also among those who were running for their lives overnight.
Another place that is supposed to be about community and togetherness, shattered by bullets and bloodshed.
Police say the suspect is 43-year-old Anthony Dwayne McRae. That his rampage was spread across multiple crime scenes on campus. The victims, all students at the university. This as police search for a motive in the shooting.
That was Morgan Norwood reporting. Of course, as the nation again deals with this latest mass shooting at Michigan State University, as you heard in that piece, today marks 5 years since the massacre in Parkland, Florida, at a high school there. Claims 17 lives, 14 students, and 3 staff members. This after a shooter opened fire at Stoneman Douglas High School. That shooter, Nicholas Cruz, has pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. That verdict coming down in October after a month-long trial. Many of the students who survived have become advocates for gun control. Another Republican is jumping into the 2024 presidential race. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley is the 3rd person in. Former Cranston Mayor Steve Laffey was the first to announce that he'd challenge former President Trump in the primary. Haley served in the Trump administration as ambassador to the United Nations. She's expected to speak at a campaign launch event tomorrow in her home state. Trending now, a creative way to prove a point. 2 Rhode Island state legislators are holding a chocolate election at the State House to pitch ranked choice voting. It comes ahead of plans to introduce a ranked choice voting bill this week. There's an online poll, though, in which respondents are asked to rank 5 chocolates, just like you would candidates in a ranked choice election. In-person chocolate voting is between 3 and 5 outside the House and Senate chambers. Still to come today on ABC6 News at noon, the U.S. military still looking for wreckage from the 3 unidentified objects shot down over the weekend. We've got the latest today on those recovery efforts. And later, Barney is back. How Mattel is bringing back the beloved dinosaur in toy and other forms. Stay with us. everything fell off.
The prompter screen fucking tumbled down. So I am afraid to touch it so bad.
Oh my God, dude.
Because it's not actually bolted in. It's just.
Oh my gosh.
It's just sitting on top of that thing. And I went to go turn it. Or I went to go put it down a little bit, and it freaking just tipped over the fucking car.
Tell him my mic's hot. Tell Chris. Yeah.
Is his mic on?
Welcome back. World headlines now as crews work to recover the 3 objects shot down this weekend. Search teams in South Carolina have made good progress in retrieving critical parts of the Chinese surveillance balloon. ABC's Justin Finch tracking developments today from Washington.
Today, recovery efforts continuing for those 3 aerial objects U.S. fighter jets have shot down since Friday. But extreme conditions are slowing the search. From Alaska, where pilots shot down a slow-flying cylindrical object, to Canada's remote Yukon territory, and Michigan, where the U.S. downed an octagonal object over Lake Huron. The White House saying these objects were much smaller than that Chinese spying balloon shot down over South Carolina 10 days ago. The latest 3 objects had no communication signals and no maneuvering or propulsion capabilities, but crews have not yet recovered any debris.
The most important thing for the American military is to protect the American people. So we evaluate the risk. We evaluate the risk of the balloons themselves. Are they a kinetic threat or not? Yes, no. Are they an intelligence threat? Are they a threat to civil aviation?
And encouraging news on that Chinese spying balloon. Search teams recovering significant portions of its payload, including antennas, technical equipment, and sensors. China still claiming it was a weather balloon, and its foreign ministry is accusing the U.S. of flying at least 10 illegal spy balloons over its airspace. The Biden administration saying that's not true.
And do we spy over China?
We do not deploy surveillance balloons over China.
And the White House says China appears to have ramped up its spy balloon program in recent years, and that the U.S. has now been able to reverse engineer flight paths that weren't detected before. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And there's more still to come today on ABC6 News at noon, including that full 7-day forecast. Nick Morganelli going to join us with that just ahead. Welcome back. Happening tomorrow. Boy, this is exciting. Signs of spring. Red Sox pitchers and catchers officially report to Fort Myers tomorrow. And the Sox play their first spring training game on February 24th. That's not too far away. New additions include veterans Corey Kluber and Kenley Jansen on the pitching staff. Major League Baseball also adding a series of new rules this year, including restrictions on shifts, bigger bases, and a pitch clock.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Nick Morganelli.
I can't wait for that first pitch. That is certainly a sign of spring when we're talking baseball. All right, so let's see what else is a sign of spring. You know what? The day is getting longer. Daylight hours are increasing by about 2 minutes and 15 seconds each day. We gain an hour and 17 minutes between now and March 14th. We gain another hour and 27 minutes between March 14th and April 14th. So that is really nice. And daylight savings time begins in a month. And look at the sunset. It's 6:50 in the evening. That's going to be really nice. Look at the temperatures here. We started off the month very cold, especially that 3rd and 4th with that Arctic outbreak. Coldest air that we really ever see here in New England in the winter. And then we've been mild, and we're going to stay mild right through Friday. I've already painted the squares in red with the potential for breaking this record on Thursday, which stands at 60 degrees, set back in 1910. I think we might hit about 62. At least that's what's on my 7-day forecast. Sunglasses today, short sleeves soon. You might wear them today. I don't know how daring you are, but it's a little chilly out there today. But definitely Wednesday through Friday, temperatures 54 to 64. I think if you're going to wear short sleeves, it's tomorrow afternoon or Thursday, especially Thursday afternoon, when I think we'll see 62 degrees for that high temperature, possibly 64. Rain Thursday night and Friday. That's the timing on that. And then it's a seasonally cold weekend. Look at the satellite radar. We had the thin stratocumulus clouds this morning. They've dissipated. High pressure in control. We've got sinking air over New England, which dries up the clouds. And that is the case all across the eastern seaboard. But here's our next weather maker. Storm starting to wrap itself up here over the panhandle of Texas. This is going to track through Iowa and into Wisconsin and through the Great Lakes and eventually into the Quebec province of Canada. But all this moisture here will come in. It'll first come in the form of a warm front as high pressure gives us a nice night tonight and a nice day tomorrow with very light wind. That pretty much anchors itself off the Atlantic seaboard, which is it's going to build at all levels of the atmosphere and allow for the warm-up. And this at the surface, we've got this warm front that's pushing our way with a band of clouds. That comes in tomorrow morning. Once that front pushes north of us, here's Wednesday at 5 o'clock, then we open the door here to all this clear weather and also the mild weather. And it's very warm to the south here in this orange shaded area. Those are temperatures in the 70s. We won't get quite that warm, but certainly it's going to be very nice here in the 60s for potentially 2 days. 50 degrees today with the 99% sunshine, and the forecast tonight, stars to start the night, and we'll have clouds to finish. Temperatures should bottom out right around 30, 32 degrees around 2 o'clock in the morning or so. And then actually the temperatures will level off and start to rise because the clouds will come in. No wind tonight. Here's the 7-day forecast. Look through Thursday after we've got 62 degrees with the afternoon and evening showers coming, especially during the evening and overnight hours lasting into Friday morning. The cold front comes in Friday midday, and once that happens, then we'll see the breeze pick up out of the northwest. It'll start to dry us out and cool us off. But we should hit 56, maybe even 60 before that front comes through on Friday midday. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's chilly mornings, 22 on Saturday, 32 on Sunday, and high temperatures in the 40s both days. So a very nice weekend.
Loving that.
You like it, huh?
Did you get your wife something for Valentine's Day, Nick?
I not yet. I still have to go out and do that.
Then stay put here for like 15 seconds. I got the story for you, okay?
Oh,
Valentine's
you got a suggestion for me?
Well, chocolatiers and florists, local ones, they got you ready. They got you covered today, all right? Ora's Chocolate Bar in Cranston, dipping chocolate molds, bonbons, and hearts. This was all day yesterday. Take a listen.
Well, this is like our second year in this location, and it's been beautiful. Like Friday and Saturday, we actually had to open extra, and I was here Sunday working. So it's great. It's great. I love seeing the guys coming last minute to get things for their girlfriends. The girls too. So no, it's beautiful. I prepare for that.
Did you hear? She's speaking to you. She said the guy's coming in last minute. She also sets aside from Valentine's Day. She says her other busiest holiday is Easter. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there today. Still to come today on ABC6 News at noon. Of course, it is Tuesday. We're going to introduce you to Tommy the cat, looking for a new Valentine and his forever home. Pick of the litter is coming up next.
Pick of the Litter on ABC6 is brought to you by Pet Supplies Plus.
It is Tuesday, always one of our favorite days of the week here at ABC6. We get to welcome in the RISPCA for the latest pet up for adoption. Audrey, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And Tommy the cat. Hi, Tommy. Tell us about Tommy.
Tommy is great. He's 14 years old. He's such a love bug. He loves to hang out in our office all the time. We're trying really hard to get him adopted. He really wants a furry Valentine.
Exactly, it's Valentine's Day, and Tommy needs a Valentine. He really does. The first thing I said to you when I saw Tommy sitting here today was that he's just calm. He's sitting there. He's posing for the camera.
Yep.
He's a great guest on here.
He's a pro.
I mean, I would think this would be the perfect type of companion for anybody out there.
Yeah, he really is. He's looking for a quiet home because he's a little older. He would do really well without any other pets in the house as
Okay,
well.
that's important to note. So he'd do the best without any other pets. Okay. How old is he again?
He's 14.
He's 14. Okay. Well, Tommy certainly deserves a good home as he's just about ready to get up and maybe go find that Valentine on his own. Audrey, thank you so much for joining us today. I should mention, too, if anybody would see Tommy on TV and would like to adopt him, how can they get in contact with you?
You can check out our website, rispca.com, or come into the shelter and look at Tommy.
Tommy's ready to go. Thanks, Tommy. Thank you, Audrey. For ABC6 News at noon after this. Well, love is, of course, in the air on this Valentine's Day. Somebody who always spoke love, Barney. The lovable dinosaur himself is coming back. Mattel announced it is launching a new Barney TV show. This time, the purple dinosaur will be animated. Sounds like they're betting on a hit, too. There'll be merchandising to go along with the new show. Toys, clothes, books, all that stuff. Mattel says it's already secured broadcast and streaming partners, too, for the show, but did not say who they are. Thanks for joining us today for ABC6 News at noon. The news continues first at 4. And for news and weather anytime, of course, check us out at abc6.com. Casey Can't. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Happy Valentine's Day.